Hi everyone, welcome to Restore Balance and Harmony. My name's Maria McGrath. I'm a creatrix transformologist and women's empowerment specialist. Today, I wanted to talk to you about stress. What is it? How does it affect our bodies? And how can we create some tools for change to try and release that stress little by little by little? Okay, so what is stress? And what does it mean when we are stressed? And I guess, we can call it a number of different things. Worried, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, I'm concerned. It's worrying, and it's a cycle that just continues and continues and continues. And when we worry, we actually cause a reaction in our bodies. Okay, our thoughts control our bodies, our thoughts, our mind controls our body, and how we respond is what creates this stress or this release of toxins into our body. Now, just for a really quick example of how our thoughts control our body is, if you're walking along in a paddock and oh my God, there's a snake, okay? You have a reaction. All of a sudden, there's this massive big release of cortisol, okay? It's the fight or flight response, okay? It's injecting a huge amount of toxins into your body and you run away. Or you may stand still and then you look down and think, oh, it was only a stick. But your body had the exact same result if it was a stick or a snake. Okay, and that's the same with absolutely anything. What your mind imagines, your body will react to. Okay, now when you say, I'm worried, sick, which you hear people all the time say, oh my God, I'm worried, sick. You're literally telling your body to become sick with worry. Okay, it's not a good way to think or be. Our language, okay, our thoughts control our bodies. But I wanted to talk to you about really about stress, about worry, about this feeling that we get. And in our everyday life now, we seem to have so much more stress. I read a study the other day that said 95% of doctor's visits, other than trauma, other than broken bones and car accident stuff, 95% of doctor's visits were stress related. Okay, now how could that be? Stress affects every single system in our body. Okay, there's 11. To mention a few: digestive, respiratory, immune system, your nervous system, your reproductive, your skeletal, just to name a couple. Okay, and every single one of those is affected when we release or when we're feeling stressed, when we're feeling worried, when we're feeling anxious. So how does that work? When we're feeling that way and when we think we've seen that snake and we release cortisol, okay, it is an instant fight or flight response from the body. It was created, it's an inbuilt part of us so that we can escape danger. Okay, so we can run away from a snake. We can run away from a saber-toothed tiger when it's chasing us. Okay, that's what it was created for. Now, when that happens, and this is what I think a lot of us do not understand. Okay, for one, cortisol is, it's released, but it is actually a toxic chemical, okay? And it's there, and it's supposed to be for that moment. Once we run away and we finish with danger, our body goes into rest and repair, okay? That hormone stops flooding our body. Okay, but in general life now, we stay in that stress state all the time. So that is continually being released into the body, okay? It doesn't stop and give us that rest and repair state, okay? Now, when that toxin is released into our body and that fight or flight response is initiated, okay, all the blood goes from the torso, and I'm not sure if you can see me here, from the torso out into the limbs, okay, so that you can run. Your legs and your arms, the blood is out in your arms and legs instead of in your torso. So everything in here, all of your heart, your lungs, all this stuff that runs the digestive system, everything, it shuts down. It goes into, what would you call it? Into shutdown mode. Okay, it's there and it's doing the absolute minimal work to keep us alive because it's sent everything that we need to the arms and legs to get us away from safety. So quickly, what does that mean if we're in that constant state of fight or flight? Our heart isn't getting enough blood as it should. Our digestive system isn't working properly to digest the food that we eat. Okay, the lungs, the liver, all of these things are not doing their job. They're on a part shutdown. Okay, they're doing the absolute bare minimum job to keep us functioning. Instead of working at 100%, they're probably working at 10%. So can you see how that would affect you in the grand scheme of how you live your life every single day? Are you feeling sluggish? Is it because your digestive system isn't working? Is it because your heart's not pumping enough blood? You know, are you feeling tired? Are you feeling exhausted because you've just had this, you know, stuff going all the time? Now, I guess what I want you to understand is that we have the ability to change this, to release this hold that stress has on us, to not be in that state all the time. It will take work. It takes mental clarity to stop. I think I'm going fuzzy here. Sorry about that. Now, so that we don't stay in that stressed out state all the time. Okay, because we want to be at our premium health, okay? We want our gut to be able to digest its food. We want, you know, we have so little nutrient in our food that what is in there, we want it to actually, you know, sustain our body, not just be stuck there doing nothing, okay? And that's what happens, okay? All of these organs, when we're in a stressed out state, all of these organs go on shutdown. And they're conserving. But other than that, like I said, this toxin, this cortisol that's being released, and I've got notes here that there are over 1,200 different toxins that are released in the process of us stressing, okay? We're flooding our body with toxic chemicals. And you wouldn't think, you know, that our body should have toxic chemicals. But they had a job, and it was a specific job, and it was supposed to only be, you know, in those moments of absolute fear, of panic, of I've got to save my life. You know, you hear stories of women who can lift up a car when there's a child stuck under it, okay? That is that cortisol. That is that, you know, fight or flight response kicking in, you know, all the blood rushing to their arms and their legs to give them the strength to go up. Now, once that kid is out and safe, then there's supposed to be this, oh, okay, stop, relax. But what we do these days is we continue, oh my God, what if, and we keep ourselves stuck in that stressed out state, you know, and we have so much other stuff we stress about now. It is a continual thing that we just don't get away from. Stressing about work, stressing about family, stressing about what people think about us. We're continually stressing about life, about everybody else. And today I wanted to give you some tools, okay, some really simple tools to try and calm that down, to try and make a difference, to get you back to a state of calm, to get you where your body is going to be working at its best, okay? So the first question, I guess, to try and what is it? What is it that I'm stressed about? What is going on right now? Stop, breathe, and ask yourself, what am I stressed about? Okay. What is it? What am I stressed about? Is it stressed about getting the kids to school at the right time? Really? Is that, I know, you know, you've got to get them there on time, but is it going to change your entire world if they're 5 minutes late. Okay, is this something that somebody else would be stressed about? Ask yourself that. You know, is this really something somebody else would stress about, or is this just me? Am I, overthinking things? Okay, ask yourself, would the average person care, if I'm going to be 5 minutes late? Will the world end, if I'm going to be 5 minutes late? And that may not be, something that everybody stresses about. I'm just chucking an example out here. It could be stressing about, the project that you're going to have to get up and talk about at work. It could be getting on and doing a Facebook Live. Okay, I choose video because I have no service to do Facebook Live. But it's the same, or similar. Okay, I don't have people interacting with me, and I can do a live every now and then. It was something that used to stress me out. It certainly doesn't anymore. But you need to ask yourself, what is it? One, what is it that I'm stressed about? Two, is this something that any other person would stress about? Okay, three, is it something that is going to make a massive difference to the way that my life, is being lived? Okay, if I were to go and, going to hospital tomorrow, is what I'm worried about today really that important? If I were to die tomorrow, would this make a difference to the way I live my life, or to the way people remembered me living my life? Okay, is it important enough to flood your body with 1,200 toxins? Stop and ask yourself that. Will that make a difference to how you live, what you stress about? Become aware of when you're stressing, of when you're worrying, of when you're getting anxious, of when you're not fully present even. Okay, all of these things can make a difference to how your body, how your mind is working. Okay, one of the other things that you can do, okay, if you really want to work out and you're not doing it in the moment, is get to the end of the day or even the start of the next day. Write down, take the time to journal and write down what it is that was going on, what you felt in the moment, what you were thinking in the moment, what you felt, okay, and what action did you take in that moment, okay? Write it down in black and white on the paper, okay, and then read it. Really? I felt like I was, it was the end of the world because I was going to be 10 minutes late for a meeting, and, I yelled at some guy when I tried to park my car and he got in the road, and, have a look at what it is that you're thinking, what you're doing, what you're feeling, how you're acting, what impact that's having, and what it felt like in your body. Okay, write them down and then look at it, read it. Say, really, was that me? Getting things down in black and white on paper also, it changes the ability that your subconscious has in processing it. Okay, right when you're going through that event, you're just doing it. You're not thinking, you're not aware. But when you write it down in black and white and it's there in front of you and you're looking at it and you're reading it, you can look at it with a different insight. Okay, that is a way for you to work out what is going on. Is it something that you do every day? Is it some person that triggers you every day? Is it an event or a place? Okay, these are all the things that you can look at to work on, to see what is going on and where you can make changes to reduce that stress, that worry, whatever it is that's releasing the toxins into your body. Okay, now another thing that you can do is, delegate, ditch or delete. Okay, you write it down, you say, okay, this is what's going on, or this is what I've got to do today. This is all the stuff I'm worried about for today. Look at it. Okay, can I ditch this? Can I delegate it? Can I delete it? Is it really, really important that I get it done? Okay, so it could give you the ability to reduce that list of things. Are they really important? Would a normal person be worried, or not a normal person, but would any other person be worried about it the same way that you're worried about it? Okay, asking these questions, working out what's really important, okay, can reduce your list of things that you have to do, or the things that are driving you crazy. You know, can you get somebody else to do some part of this to take the stress off you? Some of the things that I like to do in a different term, and I can put in a worksheet with this too, which I'll have to create after, but I spend time not meditating, I guess, but meditation is a really, really great way to reduce stress. And I can create this perfect picture of today, of what I would like to be. You know, I'm on a desert island, you know, the sun it's pouring down. I'm under palm trees because I don't like being in the direct sun. You know, I'm not a heat person. But, you know, there's this cool breeze blowing and I'm lying there and I go between relaxing and closing my eyes to reading a book. There's music playing in the background. I can smell the salt air. I can feel the breeze. You know, feel and smell. Use all of your senses to create a place, your perfect day. And when you get there and you spend time and you really picture it, you get really, really clear. You know, what else is there? Can you see the water? Well, you know, what can you see? What can you hear? What can you feel? What can you smell? You know, really getting, you know, you can take 5 minutes to do this really quick type of meditation, I suppose. You know, pick your perfect moment, your perfect day. Maybe there's people with you. Maybe it's family on a family holiday. Maybe you're on your own. Maybe you're, you know, on Mount Everest. Maybe you're by the ocean. It doesn't matter where your perfect moment is. But close your eyes and really get into it and imagine. Like I said, you feel. You see what's there, hear what's going on, use all of your senses, smell, you know, get all of these going. And it just takes you away from where you are in that stressed out, worried state where you could be right up here and bring you back down here. It brings your body back to that rest and repair state to reduce all of that, you know, toxin that's being released, to get your body back functioning where it should be functioning. All of those organs, you know, working at 100%. Okay. So that's a really, really, really simple. It's easier for me than meditation, where I have to really try and quiet my mind and think of nothing. You know, for some people that's really, really good, and they can get there and they can get there really easily. But for me, it's just picking that spot and then really honing in and feeling and thinking and seeing and, you know, getting all of those in. And you're in somewhere which is your perfect moment. Don't pick a bad one. That's just creating stress, okay? And that is something that we do as well, is we're always thinking the negative. Oh my God, what will happen if? What will happen? Who knows what will happen? It's a complete waste of energy thinking about something that hasn't happened yet. Okay, it may never happen. Oh, what will happen when my teenager gets on the road? Oh my God, you could make yourself so sick. Okay, I've got a niece who's just got her L's. And you could, you know, as a parent, and I know that it is really, really hard to stop worrying. I used to worry about the entire family all the time. All my brothers and sisters, mum and dad, even now I've turned into the parent, I'm worried about them all the time. But I don't do that, okay? You are causing yourself ill health, okay? And I know it's easier to say it than it is to really do it, but try to remember that. Live in the now is where you want to be for your best and optimal health. Okay, worrying about what might happen, which probably won't happen, you know, 1% chance of happening, is going to make you sick. And it's a 1% chance. Why would you put yourself through that? So it really, and that can take work to get into that mindset of, okay, it's 1%. I'm going to put the 1% away. It is 1%. Would a normal person worry about this? Would somebody else? I shouldn't say normal because we're all normal. Doesn't matter what we're going through, it's normal. Okay, our hormones and our emotions, especially when you're mothers, you know, you've had this extra flood of hormones that someone who hasn't had children just do not understand as well. Even as women, when we have so many emotions, so many hormones running through our body, if we haven't actually had children, we haven't got the same amount of hormones as those that do, okay? So I know that it can be really hard, but you can make a better life for your children by not teaching them how to be stressed out as well. Okay, so tools, yep, meditate, create a perfect day, write down what's going on. You know, you can do red flag words. Okay, that's another tool. Okay, write down, just journal, write down everything that happened, and then go back and see where you put it. Can't do this, can't, or won't, don't. You know, all of these negative words, and replace them with a positive. I can do this. I can have peace. Okay, replace them with the opposite, replace them with the positive, and see how that reframe could change how you live your life every day. And that's a practice thing as well. Okay, you need to practice. When you get set and stuck in a particular way of thinking, of being, of doing, then you need to take the steps, and maybe it is a practice step to get to a different way of thinking, of being, of learning, of moving forward. Okay, so anything else? Colouring. Simple, simple, simple. I actually had my nephew actually down a couple of weeks ago, and he was sitting at the kitchen table, and I was talking to my sister and my mum, and he said, oh, I want to colour. Who's going to colour with me? And my sister didn't want to. I said, oh, well, all right, I'll colour. So he gave me the book and give me all the pencils, and I sat down there, and we're having a competition as who could, you know, stay inside the lines the best. And it when you're concentrating to stay inside the lines, when you're colouring, and you literally are focused on that one thing, so you're not thinking about stress, you're not thinking about what you've got to do or where you've got to be, or you know, you're present, you're in that moment, and it's a really good way, you know. And there's piles and piles and piles of adult colouring in books now. You can go to the newsagents and you can get beautiful artwork that you can colour. Okay, just create a time, even if it's 10 minutes a day, where you are giving back to yourself. Okay, you're giving time for your mind to settle, to relax, to